What's going on today? It's your boy Infinity here, bringing you yet another amateur roundup, the 7th on this channel. It is the 12th of August 2019, and this week I've got 2 weeks worth of action to talk about. Of course, unfortunately I couldn't bring you guys a video last week as I was kind of in the process of moving, but now I'm finally in my new house, and that means we can finally talk about Call of Duty. And this week we've got actually quite a fair bit to talk about. Roster mania mainly going on between orgs and teams, including one massive news update to do with a specific Spanish team that'll come right at the end. And not only that, as well, we get to talk about the CMG Scouting Grounds, the biggest league to ever hit online Call of Duty in the amateur scene, as well as CWL mania here in Japan. It's going to be a great video, all that coming up on this video. Kicking off this week's news is, of course, some organisation changes for the Call of Duty World Championship teams, namely Vanity and Animosity kicking us off this week. Of course, you may remember Excalibur from CWL Miami. Well, they have been picked up by Vanity for the Call of Duty World Championships. And of course, at Miami, they famously took out Mindfreak in the winners bracket of the Open Championship. Let's see what Vanity can do here at the COD Champs. Then, of course, moving on, we have Animosity. Now, they've picked up Team Divinely, the German squad that shocked many to make it into the CWL World Championships this year. A top 16 placing at Miami ensured that. But of course, that's not the best bit this week. We have Celtic FC picking up the boys. Of course, the boys ended up winning CWL Miami. It went all the way 10 maps against War Esports in the grand finals of the Open bracket. 2 best of 5, but they didn't end up coming out on top on Arsenal Search and Destroy. Celtic FC, of course, this is kind of funny in a way. Bryson Sun, and they were teasing it on Spitfire, saying the fans would love the pickup that the boys have made, and this is incredible. It's kind of funny more than anything, just because Shawnee and Quicker are actually Glaswegian themselves. So Celtic FC, they're now going to be part of the Call of Duty World Championships 2019, and I couldn't be happier. Next up on this week's news, of course, we have the biggest amateur league ever. The CMG Scouting Grounds concluded this weekend, and Vanity Alliance were champions. Of course, we were just talking about them. They beat out fellow Call of Duty World Championship team Aspire Esports in the second best of 5 of the grand final, 3-0 to become the Scouting Grounds champions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest league ever in amateur Call of Duty. $9,500 is a whopping prize pool. No doubt it will be reproduced in Europe very soon. Of course, that Vanity first place, Aspire Esports second, and Carnage Gaming third. All Call of Duty World Championship teams. A little preview for what's to come for the big tournament this week. Alright, and next up in this week's news, of course, is the CWL Japan National Championship. They've had multiple national cups all throughout the season to qualify for the CWL majors in America and the UK. However, Libalent Vertex are your Japanese champions. They went home with about £40,000 worth of Japanese yen. An incredible prize pool over there. I think it was almost $100,000. And you can see now on your screens, actually, the top 4. Libalent Vertex coming out in first, Cyclops Athlete Gaming second, Rush Gaming, a popular team out there, in third place, and Unsold Stuff Game, what a great name, by the way, in 4th place. So congrats to Libalent Vertex, they are your Japanese champions. Okay, now it's time to end this week's video on quite a somber note, as it were. This is probably the saddest news to hit the amateur scene in quite some time. Blackclaw Esports, a Spanish team that's been dominating the scene over there, both in terms of local land and, of course, the leagues. They have split after a year of teaming together. Now, technically speaking, they do not have their original roster from the very start of the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 season. They did have Burn back then. He recently retired from competitive Call of Duty, but now they've lost Zappy, Buller, and Rail, of course, Rail being the replacement for Burn. Now, I did speak to Vickle about this, Vickle and Renkor being the remaining players on the Black Ops 4 squad for the Call of Duty Modern Warfare season, and Vickle told me that the reason, quite simply, was that the players had communication issues out of the game, as well as issues with the organisation. So, kind of sad to see Blackclaw split in this way, but no doubt we'll be seeing Renkor and Vickle back yet again with a brand new squad of players in the Modern Warfare season. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Again, if you did like what you saw today, please like the video to show your support, and of course subscribe to my channel for all things amateur Call of Duty. We're going to have an insane amount of content coming this week as the Call of Duty World Championships kicks off, focusing on all of the amateur teams that will be going into the event. Again though guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.